Hi, this is Moon from Unraveling the Matrix again, and today I'm going to talk about those who seek fame, or this video actually goes out to those who feel like they want to be famous, um, or held in high regard for something that they've done. Uh, I just want to talk about that for a little bit, and to make sure that you're separating ego from actual soul's purpose, uh, and how to figure that out, because it can be really overwhelming, and it can be um, ego can overshadow your purpose a lot and just take you down the wrong road. um, First of all, I want to say I think a lot of people who want to be famous, uh, a lot of them were didn't feel like they belonged as a kid, or may have been neglected, or possibly even abused, and bullied, not misunderstood. Uh, so you have that feeling of you want to prove your worth to a bunch of people, or you want to feel worthy, respected, like you belong. Who doesn't want that? But there are those of us that, especially those that didn't completely have that feeling growing up, that it's really important to us. It's really like we want to feel special, or that validated in some way. So if this is you, if you're somebody that feels like they want to be famous, you really need to look into your shadow side, or look deep into your past and think about that, because this could be part of what's fogging your vision. Uh, and this is something that you can correct on your own with inner child work, with affirmations, righting the wrongs in your head, correcting the lies um, that you had when you were growing up. Just that you are important, that you are loved, that you are worthy and deserving of all the best in life, and respect. And so that's number one. All right. Number two is, once you cut through that, a lot of us might have the feeling that we want to do something to help the world or make an impact in the world. Um, I know I always wanted to feel like I moved people. I remember I was moved by certain artists, especially musicians, and but actors and actresses, where I'm like, oh wow, that was just breathtaking. I felt that. I wish I could make others feel like that too. Um, that is that is a valid feeling, of your purpose. I believe that that's artistic expression, and I think that that should be explored. And you're gonna find that out by really following your heart on how you're supposed to, what work you're supposed to do to express yourself. Uh, maybe you have that feeling you want to influence people to, to help make the world a better place. That's more along the lines of your soul's purpose. Now, we have been lied to about so much in this life, and this is a hard pill for me to swallow, because I've always been enamored with, um, well, like, when I grew up, it was in the 80s, we had MTV, and like, man, music has gotten me through, like, some of the hardest times in my life, and these musicians really meant a lot to me, and you know uh also, certain movies and stuff, like, it really inspired me. um now that I've done research and gotten older and stuff, I realize, a lot of these mega stars and movie stars, music stars, there's also an agenda behind their fame, why they had so much money behind them, why they had so much influence. And yes, they're talented. Um, a lot of them, uh, some of them had the natural talent abilities, and uh, the people with the money found them, and they had them sign contracts. And a lot of people might call this selling your soul to the devil. But basically, they own these people, and they have to uh, put out a certain amount of material or have a certain persona that fits their agenda, or promote their agenda in certain ways. Like you'll see tons of celebrities always, uh, telling you uh, that you should vote and be a part of their system, or how influence who you should vote for, who's cool or who's not, or what's right or what's wrong, virtue signaling, uh, whatever, complaining about how they're martyrs for staying in their huge mansions during lockdown, telling everybody else to stay in and not make a living if you need to. Anyway, getting off on a tangent, but basically, what I've learned is most of these mega stars, uh, even though, I'll take their art and expression for what they're worth, because there was some great creativity and in their expression, in the work they put out. But I also can look at some of the subliminals, like who was meant to. Some of them were meant to over sexualize and people, or focus on that. Some of them were meant to, uh, influence us to do a lot of, you know, drugs, like too many drugs, or be overly like aggressive and hateful, or uh, just too depressed or victim mode. I don't know. Each one of them, there's a balance in life, and you can look at the pros and cons. I mean, I think it's, I'll listen to some heavy music, some dark music a lot. I think sometimes it helps you to get those emotions out. I think it's a good thing. Um, but now, of course, there's evidence coming out that some of these stars are uh, in whatever, the Illuminati or secret cults, or doing sick shit, from just regular rituals to blood sacrifice to eating babies. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't put it past anybody, the rulers of this world who have led us into so many wars and disrespect the environment. I wouldn't put any of that past anybody. But I will say that I can see that a lot of the ultra rich and mega famous mega stars, uh, they're part of, you don't get that way unless you're like born into it, or you know you become a part of their group. I mean, it's like nearly impossible for like a middle class kid to go out to Hollywood and try to, you know, make it in acting, or make it in screenwriting, or make it in, uh, make it as a musician. I mean, you can, and there are good people out there that are working in Hollywood. I know this. I was out there. Uh, but a lot of the ones on the higher levels, there is I think there's an invisible barrier there, and it might be a barrier that you might not want to cross. So there's that. Also, Hollywood, the media, it's like a funnel, and I mean, we've been trained to worship certain celebrities, the ones that they push. Uh, Politicians, whether we like them or not, they're still, we're still taught that they're above us in some type of way, or so smarter than us, or to get to where they are. Of course, the monarchies, still the British monarchies. There's still some kings and queens and England and I don't know, the Netherlands. I don't know that, but they're royalty that they glamorize, and basically it's just a funnel coming out of one, going into one thing. It's usually for years it's just been the TV or film, and also the major periodicals. Well, now YouTube is a gift. I think. I mean, they are censoring it. They are. Um, they pick and choose, but I mean, I think it's a way, an outlet for the people to get out there, for more people to have a chance to express their talents, and they might not have like millions and millions of dollars behind them for their production, but people are still just putting out amazing uh, videos and knowledge. So that's a good thing, because I think before television, before film, artists and musicians, it was more like on your community level. It was more, you could be appreciated in each community that you were in. If you had theater, community theater, street talent buskers, magicians, people could express themselves in different ways. And instead of it all just coming through this one funnel, now it feels like so unobtainable, because you feel like you're not influencing anybody unless you're coming from that one source. So anyway, I wanted to mention that, and with the odds of being famous, and the reasons why certain people are famous and have so much money behind them. Uh, Also, I know the stars and the musicians, and uh, they'll use channeling to get their inspiration, and in a way, a lot of what we do, our creative work, it is from a divine source. It could be from our higher selves. Um, we get this information, but some of these people, they're vacuous beings. They need um, our energy to channel from. So their talent isn't necessarily coming from them or inherent or from their higher selves. It could, be coming from something else, because a lot of these people are just parasitic, or they're here to teach us a lesson. They're here to teach us to be able to decipher uh, between what's true and what isn't true, or um, what's really valuable in life, and what's just the material world. So that being said, if you do feel like you need to express yourself, or you want to be famous or known for something, check, check yourself, make sure it's not just you needing to feel that neediness and belongingness and worthiness, uh, but really think about what it's about and follow your heart, because that's the true work. That's what you need to do. That's your duty to do it. So you have to put yourself out there. You have to focus your time. Uh, you have to perfect your craft, or your talent, or whatever you're trying to do to be known for, because that is how you're supposed to contribute to this collective conscious, to this world. Uh, but this is just a video to help you decipher the difference between your ego and your purpose. And just a warning to those, especially like the younger ones, that are like, oh man, I really want to be famous. I want to be just like that beautiful movie star I saw on the Disney Channel, or musician or rapper, or uh, whoever I'm looking, you think is cool, or you're looking up to. A lot of it's not what it seems. I mean, I remember I used to like, when Brangelina was at their height, I used to be like, oh man, I would love to be like them. I love like like they think that you have everything, love, they get, their own kids, they adopted kids, and then you start to like look more into things and you see that things aren't always what they seem. I mean, there's even a video on YouTube of Angelina talking about uh rituals she had to participate in. And God knows what else is behind that. I don't know if we're meant to know the whole thing. I think we're meant to just be the best version of ourselves that we can be, and do the work that we need to do in this world. And that's all we can do. And our instincts and will tell us what to do. And if we're supposed to, there's a time we're supposed to confront uh, any evil oppressors or anything that's been holding humanity down or crimes against humanity. We'll get that chance. But raising our vibration and just being the best us we can be, trying to get the best habits we can, cleansing, exercising, fasting occasionally, eating whole nutritious foods as best as we can, getting out into nature. Um, focus on that and go easy on yourself and give yourself credit where credit's due. Okay, so this is Moon with Unraveling the Matrix. Please like and subscribe if you got anything out of this video, and thanks for watching.